as we know, women have a lot of expectations that men have to follow or accede to. But how would you react to it? My answer to that is best to react with a grain of salt. I mean, here's an example. One of the women's expectations that men have, one of the expectations that men must have is they have to be over 6 foot tall. I heard that before. Well, here's the situation. If you're over 6 foot tall, all that is just a talent that you have. That's a talent. You got the ability to reach for stuff. You got the ability to reach, or you got the ability to maybe stock a shelf from a higher distance than a guy who's regular size. That's just a talent. It doesn't really mean anything. But the reality is, we're all created with different talents. We're all equals in this world. I'm not better than you, and you're not better than me. I mean, we're all equals. We all got talents. Here's an example where women get it wrong with the height thing. Is, let's say LeBron James. He's 6'9". And women would look at him tall, saying he's some kind of alpha male. But the reality is, yes, he's 6'9", and yes, he is a really good basketball player, the best that we have today. He's a really good basketball player. It does not mean that he's better than you personally. It does not mean that. I mean, you might be able to speak Spanish fluently, and LeBron James does not speak Spanish. Who is better? Well, LeBron James can beat you in basketball, but you might be able to speak more Spanish than he does. There you go. You just have an ability right there that you got him beat. And women just take that out of proportion. An example. If you go by what the women say, let's say we had a big old war. We got a decision. You got a choice between two leaders. Well, you got the 6'9" LeBron James. Now you got, and the other choice is the 5'6" so-called inferior Napoleon of France. Who would you pick to be a leader into your squadron or your platoon? If you pick LeBron James, you're gonna lose. But if you pick Napoleon, the 5'6" Napoleon, you're gonna probably win a lot of battles because he was a great battle tactician and he knew how to win wars. Again, that was his talent. That's what he was good at. And yes, he was not even 6 foot. He was 5'6". Oh no, he didn't even make 6 foot. So that's what I'm trying to say. Is that you have to take that with a grain of salt. I mean, we're all equals. We're all alphas. People just going to have to understand that. And women are going to have to understand that. But it's funny, if you take a look at TikTok, and a lot of these women, they sit there and complain that they can't get a man. But the reality is, their expectations are too high. If you're looking for a perfect guy, they're not around. I'm sorry, they're not around. And there's this Rebecca Lane Pope, who actually had a job in matching women to men. She couldn't do it anymore because of those expectations. And I'm going to send a link later on when I go back to the office of her video complaining about that. She says that women have unrealistic expectations. But how would you view that? Well, what I would view that as is if you go out there in a field and a woman reject you because of that, just dust it off your shoulder and do what you're going to do and go your own way. I mean, if you want to go out and talk to other women, whatever, just go your own way. You shouldn't be angry about that, because the reality is we're all equals in this world. But let's say I'm going to show you another way you can go your way to start your side business, another side business you can do. How about a stringer? A stringer is a guy who's like a journalist. He's like a journalist going his own way. He's a journalist that takes videos of like accidents and stuff on the news. That's what he does. How would you do that? Well, I'm gonna get some. You can get an app, a police scanner app. That would be very useful for that. You can look at the police scanners and find out where the 911 call is coming from. And who knows? You can go to the area where the 911 caller is calling from, and you can see, you take videos. So there's an app you can get for police scanners. You can look that up. Also, you have to be able to learn how to. Here's the skill that you need as a stringer. You have to learn how to use videos effectively. So that's a skill you're going to have to develop. And like I said, MGTOW, we're developing our skills before we even have interest in women. That's the goal. And I'm also going to later on link some other websites you can do to go to for upload videos and stuff like that. You can actually get $40 to $120 per video, depending on how good it is. So yeah, there is some money that you can go into it, and this is unlike the UFC and PGA. This is easier to do, and you can develop that skill easier. You make money easier. Thank you.